Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today is another day and another video about Henri. So, Tropical Storm Henri currently has maximum sustained winds of 70 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 994 millibars, and is moving north at 9 miles an hour. It has made the turn. So, let's go into some of the details. Warnings in cone. We have hurricane warnings for most of Long Island, eastern Connecticut, and western Rhode Island. We have hurricane watches along the Cape and tropical storm warnings for the New York City metro area, as well as eastern Rhode Island and southern Massachusetts. So the center line is shifting further and further to the west, now making landfall in right around central Long Island and again in western Connecticut, and then making a sharp turn and then eventually weakening and leaving the area. So from yesterday, this is trending more toward the NAM. Trending there. So arrival time of winds with 5-day wind speed probabilities. There's a lot of red here, and that means that areas such as New York City, Bridgeport, Hartford, Newport have at least a 70% chance of tropical storm force winds. Then you also have areas such as Boston, which has a 40 to 50% chance of tropical storm force winds. Then you have Philadelphia with a 30 to 40% chance. Even DC and Baltimore have a 5 to 20% chance in the next 5 days. Wind speed probabilities, hurricane wind speeds. You can see that areas such as New York, Bridgeport, and Hartford, right around that 10 to 20%. Areas on Long Island could see up to 40% chance of hurricane force winds. Now, our flash flooding potential is 20%. Now, again, we are still about fewer than 36 hours away from the storm. This will go up. So this green is 5% chance of exceeding flash flood guidance. This yellow is 10% chance, and right in here, the red, right where the storm is going to make landfall, is a 20% chance. U.S. rainfall potential, 4 to 6 inches likely along the coasts of eastern Long Island and eastern Connecticut. Further inland, when it's making that turn, it'll be stalling out, it'll be slowing down. 6 to 10 inches possible, and for most of the region, 2 to 4 inches likely. Peak storm surge, 3 to 5 feet looking like, which isn't as bad as other hurricanes. But that doesn't mean that we should be taking this storm any lightly. Let's just move on to the NAM. So, the NAM was kind of right yesterday. The National Hurricane Center is moving toward that direction. So, what's happening now? Now that we know what's going on with the accuracy here, this model is very accurate now. So, what does it have now? So, thunderstorms approaching, then this storm is down to 933 millibars. That is definitely not a Category 1. And it continues to drop down to 931 peak. Eventually makes its way up. You can see the outer rain bands coming in at around 6 a.m. on Sunday. Then, as the storm continues to move in, you can see that New York starts to see the outer rain bands around 8 a.m. The beginning of the eye wall starts to hit Long Island at 9 a.m. Eventually, the storm will make landfall around noon to 1 o'clock. Crosses over Long Island in under an hour and makes a secondary landfall in Connecticut at 3 p.m. with the eye wall battering areas in the New York City metro, as well as Bridgeport and Hartford. The storm starts to lose intensity at this point. It has been losing intensity, but now it starts to become rapid. Still plenty of rainfall here at this point. This is 7 p.m. Sunday. Now the storm really starts to get dismantled. This is midnight Monday morning. This is all in Eastern time. The storm is now just a few thunderstorms by the time it reaches upstate New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. This is 6 a.m. on Monday. So, let's go back all the way over. Let's actually do this first. Total accumulated precipitation. So, if you are in the blues, that is a ½ inch to 2 inches. Purples, well, these light purple to dark purple, 2 to 6 inches. If you're in any maroon color or more, maroon or yellow, 6+ inches of rain. So you can see that areas around where the storm makes landfall will see more rain than the surrounding areas. So this graph is different from this graph in one way. This graph here shows that this storm stalling out will remain at its same intensity with rain. This map here shows that it'll weaken. So let's go all the way back and look at wind speeds. So moving along here, you can see that the storm starts to creep in from the corner of the map, and you can see that we have plenty of purples. Purple is hurricane force winds. Red is at least category 2. So we do have red. This is at least a category 2 hurricane, if not more. So when the outer bands start to approach upon Long Island, they are already seeing tropical depression force winds. As the storm progresses further, yellow is right around tropical storm force. Eastern Long Island gets there easily and could even see hurricane force winds. Sustained. This is not peak wind gust. This is sustained. So this storm makes landfall, the secondary landfall in Connecticut, and you can see that tropical storm force winds are there in central Connecticut, and eventually everything weakens back. So you can see we have a term for rapid intensification, that is bombogenesis. Well, this rapidly weakens once it makes landfall, and the landscape of New England does help in that. That's a good thing. But the longer that this storm is out at sea, the worse that it'll be. So the NAM is now showing a category 2 hurricane, at least, maybe even more. And this storm only has room to intensify. It is going over relatively warm waters, and the waters off the northeast coast are still pretty warm, right between 75 and 85 degrees. So as long as this storm is out to sea, it will continue to strengthen, and the more it strengthens, the worse this event is going to be. So comment any questions about the storm that you have below in the comment section. I will be answering every single comment. And if you enjoyed this in-depth analysis on Henri, consider leaving a like and subscribing and hitting the bell so you never miss any more of my in-depth analyses on any other storms, as well as daily updates. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.